Hey class, Mrs. Gilling back here again, this time for your Unit 4 video assignment, all about the project you have coming up, which is going to be a cool documentary that you get to watch and answer some questions about. But before I give you too much information about that, I want to do the joke of the unit. All right, here you go. Before America was founded, the idea of a democratic nation in the New World was unprecedented. Get it? Unprecedented, like it never happened. Unprecedented, like they didn't have a president. I crack myself up sometimes. All right, let's go on to your project, your last project in the course. So, a little bit of background on this project. So, because this is an alt course, there's some information taken out of it because you have to shorten it. And some of that information was really important. And that information was about the Cold War and the 21st century, some of the more recent history stuff. And that's my favorite. I love learning about the Cold War. I love learning about the things that kind of happened closer to me that I can relate to a little bit. And some of the things that you learn about are things that actually happened in my lifetime that I remember. And so it's a really fun unit. I wanted you to be able to get a little bit of a taste of it, even though you weren't going to have the whole unit. And so I created this project so you could learn some about it. So what you're going to do is watch a History Channel documentary. Those documentaries are awesome. They do a really, really good job. So watch this history documentary called America, the Story of Us, the Cold War and the 21st Century. It's about 44 minutes long. As you watch the video, I want you to fill out a worksheet that will come up next in your course, and each question is worth 2 points. So what I would, recommend is having, the worksheet open on one side and the video playing on one side, and you can fill in the blanks as you're watching the video. You can pause it, go back. I'd also recommend like putting on the closed captioning because that will help you catch some of the stuff. It should all be in order as you go along. So if you get to one question and you realize you never found the answer to the one above it, then you've gone too far. You kind of want to go back and catch it. But that's how I would recommend doing that. Super fun video though. Awesome stuff to learn. They did, like I said, they did a great job. So this is the first part of the project. And again, each of these questions is worth 2 points. The second part is the more application part and the writing part. So you're going to do a short essay and it's worth 60 points. So an important part of history is being able to apply what happened in the past to what's going on in the present. In a 3-paragraph essay, pick 2 things that you learned about in the documentary and explain how they can be applied to something going on today. You must have an introductory paragraph and then a paragraph, at least 3 to 5 sentences for each of the applications. So this is where you get a little bit of choice. You get to watch the documentary and you're going to find 2 things that stuck out to you that actually apply to today. So make sure to write an introduction. That's worth 20 points, where you let the reader know what you're writing about. Be like, I just watched this documentary and here are 2 things that I learned. I'm going to share with you 2 things that I learned from it that apply today. Something like that. Have your introduction and then have a paragraph, 3 to 5 sentences with your first application where you share the first thing that you learned and how it applies to you today. And then the second application, you'll write another paragraph worth 20 more points where you do the same thing, share what you learned and how it applies to you today. Make sure you're using good grammar, good spelling, good punctuation, and you're being thorough here. Please don't skip this part. It's worth the bulk of it. I mean, the questions are 40 points. This is 60, and so this is a really big deal here. If you don't want to know the difference between the 60 and the 40, go back to that what if calculator we talked about earlier on in the course. But I think this is a fun project. I think you'll learn a lot about it. I'm giving you the information now at the beginning of the unit. You can work on it a little at a time if you want. You can do it all at once, but it won't be submitted until the very end of the unit. That's when you'll turn it in. If you have any questions at all, please reach out to me. I'm here to help. But other than that, we will catch you guys later.